Hello and welcome to day 65 of our 2790 series. Today we finish Paul's letter to the Colossians, begin 1 Thessalonians, and in these two there's a very important spiritual truth. In the Thessalonian passage, Paul says that the faith of the church rings out to the whole world. And that's really what we want. We want to be light. We want our faith. We want what God's doing in us to ring out, to ring true into the lives of other people. But there's so many things that get in the way of our witness. And so at the end of Colossians, Paul gives us a very important spiritual truth that we should pay attention to. And he puts it like this. He said that we need to set our hearts on things above, that we need to desire godliness in our lives. And so our prayer in our lives is not necessarily to change our circumstances, but really to change our hearts. And when we begin to ask God to change our hearts, he gives us this promise that he will. And so once we begin this process of transformation, we seek it and we desire it, then Paul says, here's what we need to do. We need to put to death our earthly nature. We need to get rid of it. We need to cast it out. And so in our prayer for godliness to enter in, we say, okay, God, reveal in me the things that need to be cast out. And so we say, okay, God, help me, give me the strength to cast out the things that are leading to godlessness in my life. And then he said, clothe yourself, put on godliness, put on compassion and kindness and humility. And it's a two parts to the same truth. If you want to become more like God, you got to get rid of the things that are not of God. And we all know that. Let's say, for example, a man knows that he drinks too much. He understands he doesn't need anyone to tell him, you need to drink less. And so he makes a decision to put off the drink. And he thinks and he prays, God, give me the strength to put off the drink. Not realizing that the second part of this is every bit as important. You have to replace what you're putting off with something that you're putting on. You have to fill your lives with acts of compassion and kindness and mercy unto other people. It's both and. And so many times we just want to get rid of the things that are causing us pain without doing the discipline we need to bring into our lives the things that are going to bring us great joy. And those are relationships with other people, especially other people who are broken and wounded. And so it's a both and in our lives. We can't put off alcohol and then go into the kitchen, get the freezer and pull out a scoop of ice cream and say we're doing a good thing because we're not drinking anymore, so we started eating ice cream. That's not going to really help us. What really is going to help us is we put off the alcohol that's causing the bitterness in our life, and we go and feed the hungry, and we go and take care of children who are in need, and we go and clothe people who need clothing. Those are the things that are really going to transform our lives.